What up, y'all? It's Scally Cat here from Scally Cat Vision. You can tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and this is Shipwrecked.
What's up, you guys? It's Monday, May 22nd. Thank you for tuning in to me. I appreciate the love. None of this would have been able to be possible if it wasn't for Ryan Connor, so go follow him on Instagram, and that's ER, not OR. And also, none of this would be possible either without the support of people encouraging me to do this. And Bree from Let Live Photography. You can also find her on Instagram as well. She took an amazing photos from the photo shoot last night, and she sent them over to me, and they're looking nice. They're looking nice, so you can get your graphic design information from Ryan, or you can get your pictures done by Bree from Let Live Photography again, and Ryan Connor, so go holler at them. So I don't know what sparked me to do this. I mean, actually, I do know what sparked me to do this, is that freaking picture Charlamagne put on his Instagram. Now, a lot of you are like, who gives a fuck, because y'all don't give a fuck about Charlamagne, but I do. He's the number one radio host. Well, he's a co-host of the number one radio show in America. Why would that not be fucking exciting as shit? The author of the book that I was shouting out fucking shouted me out. That's amazing. So that, I don't know. So here we are. I'm getting started. Opportunity comes to those who create it, and here I am making moves. I am literally in my car at the Wendy's parking lot in the Redners at the Amish farmers market in Joppatown. Fuck it, right? We out here. We're trying to make this fucking shit work. Trying to get this money. So, I mean, for some of you, a lot of you know my story, I guess, or know a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I rep 618-623-410. Currently, I'm in Baltimore, and I do like it here. It's very different than Phoenix, Arizona, where I was previously at. The people are a lot different. And I don't know if that's good or bad or not. But I've met some amazing friends and some great people. I mean, this is a platform to say it. I feel like people maybe out here are actually doing more things than in Arizona. And I honestly feel because there ain't shit to fucking do in Arizona. All I did was get in fucking trouble. Yeah, Arizona was rough for me, man. But it is what it is, and I'm out here trying to overcome that. I was born in Delaware, and I moved to Alaska 3 years later, Anchorage, Alaska. That was the most beautiful place I'd ever been yet. That was only 3 years in, but definitely still very memorable. I left there when I was 8, and my dad was in the Air Force. That's why we moved a lot. And we moved to Illinois. But I always say St. Louis, because anytime I say Illinois, people think that I'm from Chicago, and I'm 5 hours from there. Like, nah, we from St. Louis, where I'm from. That's what it is, Southern Illinois. Shout out Nick Man, so ill. But, yeah, I lived there for 8 years, so 3rd grade through half of my junior year, because I was lucky enough to go to Europe through this school program called Book Club, which I joined so I could go onto the trip. And gosh, that trip changed my entire life. I came back and I was truly a different person. And I had only maybe drank a couple times or more at this point in my life, but I had not experienced anything else or anything like that. And let me just say, this fucking place, and I say Europe, that we went to Switzerland, Italy, Monaco, Nice in France. I don't know geography really well, so those are the major places we went. If they're inside Italy or France, then my bad. But, so, I mean, literally that 2-week trip right before my 16th birthday really changed my life. And it also taught me something about how fucked up people can be, even just off of jealousy. I went with a friend, and her mom was my chaperone, and I thought that we were all in a group. I didn't necessarily know. I was on a trip without my parents, and I wanted to have fun. And I don't like to shop. And I think the mom had gotten upset, and she told me that my mom said that I wasn't allowed to hang out with certain particular people. And we're on this trip, and you wake up at 8 in the morning, and your whole day's planned. So, and I don't necessarily, I'm like, all right, okay, whatever, no big deal. I get to Italy, which is, that's funny to say in itself. I get to Italy, but we get there, and I call my mom. I'm like, yeah, we made it to Italy, blah, blah, blah. It's beautiful. I'm about to eat some spaghetti and lasagna. And I'm like, hey, did you say I couldn't, why'd you say I couldn't hang out with these people? And she was like, I never said that. And that was the first, that was a pivotal moment in my life, that people will say shit to you that are not true. And even as adults, they'll do this. And for whatever reasons, unbeknownst to me at the time, nevertheless, I was mad. I didn't eat that spaghetti and or that lasagna. And I don't even think I ate the salad. I wanted to get to the room as quick as possible. So, we go up to the room, and I go, hey, I was talking to my mom earlier, and she said, and the mother was like, oh, really? What did she say? And I said, well, she said that she didn't say that I wasn't allowed to hang out with those people. Why'd you say that? And then somebody, because of the way the trip was, and I'm saved by the knock, somebody knocks on the door, hey, come on, let's go to the beach. We're all going to take pictures, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, dope, whatever. Screw this lady. I'm going to go have fun. So I go grab my camera. I remember it was a pink Polaroid camera, but it was a digital camera. Just the brand was Polaroid. And I went to the beach, and we're taking the pictures, and here comes that mom, and she's like, oh, she grabs, like, all the girls' cameras, and she's taking pictures one by one with each of them, and she drops mine in the Italian Ocean. I don't even know what ocean it was. Y'all can tell me. She drops this. And, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I just looked at this woman, and I've never wanted to kill somebody before. That was probably the first time in Katerina's life that I was like, I'm gonna murder this bitch. Like, that changed the mapping of my brainwaves, because now I'm like, okay, so not only will an adult lie to you on some bullshit, now they're gonna basically take out revenge, because she knows now that I had talked to my mom. So at that point, and remind you guys, I'm 15 years old at this time, about to turn 16. Oh fuck, was I? Yeah, I was. And fuck, we'll have to edit this out. I can't think right now. But, yeah, so I pick up my fucking camera, basically, and I go get a towel, I go dry it off, and I went to the leader of the tour in the book club and from my school, and I was like, we need to call my mom. You need to change my rooms right now. I'm not sleeping in this lady's room. And honestly, when they made those arrangements and that happened, when I was like, no, I'm not going to be messed with. No one's going to fuck with me. And damn sure not on my fucking Europe trip. So after that happened, it was, oh, I had the best trip ever. And I mean, I never really tried to let too much of it get to me, but I could tell that I was definitely like by myself on the trip in the first part, and versus the second part, it was like a completely different trip. It was definitely worth it to stick up for myself and make sure that I was not going to let anybody else hold my trip hostage off of some bullshit that I had no control over. You could have been doing the same exact stuff that we were. You just didn't want to. Well, I didn't want to do what you wanted to do. Sorry. But I paid $3,000 not for me to shop in Switzerland. Sorry, bro. But those are just some of the little things that probably have mapped my brain and made me into the person that I am. And shortly after that trip, about 6 months, I moved to Arizona. But when I found out that I was moving within those 6 months, I think I swallowed a big cup of fuck it, and I just went loose. And I don't even mean loose. That's a really bad term. Not loose, just like a loose, like a dog off a chain. Like, what the fuck just happened to me? I was like, I pretty much came back from Europe like, there is a world between this house of four walls, and I'm going to go live it, and whatever happens, happens. And I never really took in full, like, consequences. I was more just like, oh, I'm going to do this, and if I get in trouble, then I'm going to have to deal with that. And I don't even know where that came from. But just those little things just, man, pile up on pile up and pile up, and then all of a sudden I think I'm this fucking badass, and I'm getting not arrested, but pulled out by police officers out of my class because people were robbing other people, and my names were being said. Like, it was just a mess. And because I was moving, I was like, yeah, fuck it. Who cares? Live life. And so we moved to Arizona, and that was the middle of my junior year. It was December 2007. And gosh, what a change, because I said that was St. Louis, and let me tell you, St. Louis and Phoenix are like polar opposites. And so it's interesting to me to look back in my life and see the environment in the stages of where my life was and how I was progressing into who I am. Like, my first day of school in Arizona, there was a race war. And I mean, the skinheads, first the Mexicans, and then the black people and the Assyrians. So, and I say black people, African American, I don't know what the fuck, y'all are black. So, thank you, come again. Holla at me later. But seriously, I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? I wore American Eagle, and this bitch laughed in my face, like, American Eagle. She's wearing fucking, like, Fatal, or what was that fucking Oh my gosh. I used to want to wear this brand. No Fear. No Fear. No Fear was the brand of the century when I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. And by Phoenix, Arizona, I do mean Surprise. Suburbia. Uh-huh. But whatever. I was a wildcat. Oh, I hated that. High School Musical had just came out, and I was like, I'm a fucking wildcat. This is gay. Gay as dick. And then I found out the school was new, and I was like, oh, it has no originality. It probably stole it from there. I fucking... and just the whole... It was almost like a culture shock. I went from going to school at 8 to 3:30, and then I went from 7 to 2:30. And on 8 classes to 4 classes, in 50-minute classes to hour and a half long classes, and that I just couldn't take. I was wondering how long I've been talking for. It's only been 16 minutes. I feel like it's been forever, but fuck it. Alright, cool. So I'm not as long as I thought I'd been. Dope. Alright. So yeah, just big culture shock. The school's fucking different. Everybody's clearly different. And I sit down at my lunch table. Jasmine Ramirez. Jasmine! When I say that this was the start to a crazy friendship, that's a fucking underestimation. I sit down at lunch and this chick is talking about a party. And she's like, so who wants to go? And I go, I do. Because I literally had just came off that I started partying. I'd met my best friend, Ashley Binder. So when I moved, I was just, like, pissed off as fuck. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to party. Let's do it. I got so fucked up. When I say that Midwest weed sucks. Just put it that way. Y'all get the shittiest of the shits, and y'all know why. And if y'all get the best out there, salute to you, because you have done some digging. But I do believe that's why. No, I did drink a lot. And I think moving had a lot to do with that, too. Just in general, like, I started drinking a lot. Oh. I was getting fucked up at school, after work, huh, I wasn't working yet, after school, on the weekends, and any place my parents tried to take me. That tequila bottle that was up in the cabinet, that was plastic, I don't even think I bothered to put the water, like, do the fake water shit, because I was like, well, I'm gonna come back, and there'll be water in it, so I just, fuck it, whatever. Tequila's bottle's gone, I drank it. Whatever. And not to say like nobody noticed, but I just left like a very minimal, like the least bit you could leave, and just, yeah, no one said shit about it. But that did become a problem in itself, because Party Girl Cat had to get her gallbladder removed. I was in the most excruciating pain. I was 17 years old, 2009. Dude, I had to have surgery to have my gallbladder removed, because my gallbladder was so swollen that it looked like somebody who had been drinking for 7 to 10 years straight. Now, I can't accredit that just to drinking. I definitely did a lot of other extracurriculars. So I'm sure none of that shit helped. But I will say, do not go to drinking to have fun. Do not go to drinking because you're depressed, because that shit will just fuck you up, clearly. So after that, I was like, I'm not gonna drink to be upset. I am gonna drink to be a happy person, and only on happy occasions. And that's what I did. And I also kept drinking that big cup of fuck it. So, over the course of the years in Arizona, I was getting arrested. And I was getting arrested for possession of marijuana. Oi, oi, oi. Mary Jane. My home. Everybody's got a thing. Weed is probably mine. And weed is only mine, I sometimes feel like, because other people make it mine. Like, they make it a thing. But that's because of Arizona. Like, Arizona does not fuck around. I haven't been there for 2 years, so I'm not exactly sure what it's like nowadays. But I can fucking tell you how it was 7 years ago, and that shit was not fucking cool. And I paid the price for that. I have paid thousands of dollars of my own money, mind you. I paid those fines. I've pissed in front of people once a week after calling my color. My color was red. I've had my taxes taken away for the rest of the money that I've owned. I've been to jail, but I haven't been to actual prison, but I've been past the freaking little holding cell into freaking Australia. And it's just not worth it, dude. That whole, remember when I said I didn't understand consequences to the full effect of, I just thought you had to deal with them as a person and move forward? But when you get fucking arrested, you can't do a lot of shit as an adult, and I did not know that. So it was really fucking shitty as I'm trying to grow up and do better, and I can't get apartments, I can't get a better job. Like, I just didn't understand the concept of you need to take care of your background and your record and yourself and not get into trouble with the law, because you're not just getting in trouble with the law and some shit on your record like, oh, she fucked up. Like, no, it will prevent you from being a normal person in society. These past 2 years in Baltimore, I've been trying to not fit into that, but just, I have a son now, and things need to be way more stable and more focused for him to have that access. And he's going to know and understand, because of my mistakes in this podcast that he'll listen to, because I ain't going to tell him in detail, but he's going to know. But let me just say, it's just don't get in freaking trouble, dude. For real, it's not worth it. It's really not, and it really does have consequences after. But that was probably, I love Arizona, man. I'd love to go back. I love my friends there. All the people that I still stay in contact with. Fuck you to all the people I don't stay in contact with. But, well, not even stay in contact, but don't talk to. You all know what I mean. But, gosh, I was just always getting into trouble because I did not fucking care. And I think right now in my life, it's interesting because I'm learning not only how to deal with those emotions, but also just in general having them, having care. Having care it's been so hard for me to care about anything. And I owe that to Ryu, because being able to have something that relies on you and truly depends on you for existence, that really changed my mindset of there's no more fucking around. I moved from Arizona. I made a promise with God when my son was born that I would stop fucking around, that I only would smoke weed, and that as of like my cat's taboo, all I do is smoke weed. Charlemagne the God has said, if you speak your truth and live your truth, nobody can use it against you. So I told God that I smoke weed. That is what I do. And therefore, I am asking to not be in trouble with the law for weed, you know, minding that out of my control. Obviously, I'm not going to be lighting up in a parking lot like, hope I don't get arrested, but just anything. Because I'm going to take the steps to not be wilding out on other things. Arizona's got a lot of stories I don't want to get into right now. But weed was not the only thing that I was getting in trouble over. And I do have shit on my record, but it's not anything crazy. It just could have been. And I think, yeah, like, right, you saved my life in that aspect. And then I made my promise to God. And then I moved to Baltimore. And here I am 2 years later on my own fucking podcast right now, speaking to y'all, speaking my truth, letting people know that I'm here. This is my story. You might not give a fuck. You might not even still be listening right now. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. Ever since I was young, back in Illinois in the 618, it's always been, Katarina is a great student. I have no problems with her, but she just talks a lot. I can't move her anywhere. She talks to everybody. And I mean, I used to be like, yeah, I talk a lot. Yeah, I talk a lot. And it was nothing I could do. I want to know more information. I want to share stuff with people. I want to find out that I can't even think of some fucking explanation. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and then I started watching it on YouTube, and it was the one with the newest episode with Steve-O. And Steve-O had went to the most outer, or right before it becomes outer space. And he has this picture, and you can see the curvature of the Earth. So therefore, there is no fucking flat Earth. So don't come with me. I might be a conspiracy theorist in my own way, but I also, like I said, I don't fucking deal with bullshit. Well, that's a crock of fucking shit. So I am here to tell y'all, don't fucking believe that shit. The Earth is round. Now, the mapping of the world and the globe, I don't know. You can peep the Instagram, Shipwrecked on Insta. It looks like a fucking cat to me. And I'm not just saying that for obvious reasons. It does look like a fucking cat. But to each their own. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. There'll be plenty of rabbit hole going down in later on. This is the first episode. But that's me and where I'm at in life. People might be like, oh, she's not from Baltimore. She's only lived here 2 years. She lives in the suburbs. If you put fucking Baltimore and where I live in Phoenix, I live in Phoenix. So fuck y'all. I'm from Baltimore, okay? I obviously regionalize. I was from St. Louis. Yeah, well, I lived in Fairview Heights. I'm from Phoenix. Yeah, well, I lived in Surprise. I'm from Baltimore. Well, I live in Joppa. And if I said anything else, y'all motherfuckers wouldn't even know what I'd be talking about. So, neither here nor there. Just letting y'all know what is up. So when I say Phoenix, y'all know what I really mean. And when I say St. Louis, y'all know what I really mean. And when I say Baltimore, I mean fucking Baltimore. But right now, I'm just trying to keep on the grind. I like this. if I was so scared to do this. Shout out to Amelia for texting me back because, man, I was feeling it. I do have anxiety after having my child, right? I probably had a new chemistry balance, and I definitely have some anxiety going on, and it was almost like I didn't even want to record it. Like, I want to record it, but I'm sure as much as I've been fucking rambling and saying dumb shit, it's scary. Y'all motherfuckers are scary. I don't know. I'm not trying to impress you. I don't want you to buy shit. I just want to be interesting enough for you to listen. And my goals for this podcast are for people to get some dope information, maybe check out some other people, local artists, and by local I mean all over, but within them they're local. I hope that is making sense. And just to talk about subjects and topics that I find interesting, and in mainstream alpha media that comes up as well. I'm really into MMA. I cannot wait for this Daniel Cormier fight and John Jones. Oh my gosh. Last year, I made a meme of the Pokemon himself, but I didn't, because that Pokemon app game came out, so I was like, oh, I heard that he was called the Pokemon, and then he rolled out a Pokeball. I had to get more research, and that's because the motherfucker be poking the dude's eyes and shit. What a fucking cheater. So he's been kicked out for, what was it, a year? Was it a full year? Maybe it was just 9 months. No, I'm going to say 9 months to a year. He's been kicked out of the UFC, or on probation. And so this is his first fight back. He was put on probation because he failed his test, and it showed up that there was some performance enhancers, but that was from some dick pill, I guess, that he was using, or whatever the fuck. Anyway, we're waiting to see if he's going to test positive or not, so hopefully, shit doesn't go down in this fight that's happened. And this is the second time they fight. This isn't a first time. This is their second round. So I'm really interested to see, and I believe it was John Jones won that fight. Fuck. This is why I need a laptop. This is the first episode, people. So, work with me. I was doing a photo shoot with Bree yesterday from Let Live Photography, and we both were giggling and laughing because we're like trying to act like we know what we're doing, but we don't know what we're doing. So we just out here doing it, and hopefully shit's gonna look dope. So after this, I'm gonna make some little promo flyers and with the pictures that she did, so y'all can tune in. I'm trying to set up to get some interviews done, and we'll go from there. Hopefully this one turns out good. I'm looking forward to coming up with some juicy topics. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that I'm interested in that I want to talk about. Every day will probably be something different. I do have a format that I'm trying to follow, but you know what happens when you try to plan life, so we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, keep tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. If you want to email me for an interview, or if you want to be interviewed, co-host or something, let me know. 37shipwrecked@gmail.com. 37shipwrecked@gmail.com. And like I said, hit up Ryan Connor for your graphic design needs, production needs, audio needs. He's also a really dope rapper, but I don't know how he wants me to promote him for that, so I'll ask him about that. Cool stories and dope news to come. Stay tuned. Everything and anything.
Shipwrecked.